Yo guys, so when it comes to drop shipping, you should probably be selling what actually sells and not what you think is gonna sell. And the reason being is because the crap that you wanna sell isn't gonna sell and you ain't gonna make no money. Well, let's go ahead, let's talk about it right here, right now.
So what's up guys, this is 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗘𝗦 and you have reached the 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗘𝗏 e-com channel. If you wanna learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're gonna find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗘𝗦. If you guys are new, we're about to drop some bombs on you. So, when it comes to drop shipping, I get a lot of questions ranging to like, what should I sell and all this? Well, can I sell this and that? We're gonna dispel all this crap right now. When it comes to drop shipping, you need to sell what actually sells. Don't sell what you think is gonna sell. Don't sell what you wanna sell. It just doesn't work. Do the research, see what's selling, and go with that. The reason being is, when you start selling what you wanna sell, you get emotional, and then you get upset about you get upset about not making any money. Let's put it that way. All right, you know, I don't wanna get too graphic, but you are gonna get butthurt over, oh, I'm not making any sales. And the reason being is, if you enjoy rainbow pink unicorn pony socks, not everybody wants that. Okay, you might think it's a good idea, but that's not what's selling in the market. Okay, so when you look at the market and you see what type of socks are selling and they're not that, then you need to be selling what actually sells. Case in point, with my automation clients last summer, we sold over $130,000 worth of inflatable pools. My ass don't give a damn about inflatable pools, but guess what? That's what was actually selling. So that's what the stores were listing, okay? And mainly because, you know, the pandemic and like people couldn't go nowhere and, you know, kids were all cooped up. So, you know, you got these little sex trophies cooped up in the house, running around, driving you crazy, wanting to go to the pool, but you couldn't go to the pool. So it's kind of a perfect storm, but that is an example of sell what is actually selling, okay? Do the research, figure out what's selling, and then list that. When you start doing the complete opposite, you start making a lot of mistakes, and we're about to talk about those right now. Let's go. All right, guys, so when you start getting emotional about your items or whatever product you're listing, this is gonna be more so for FBA, but when you get emotional, you get really attached, and you won't drop a product that isn't making you any money. What's gonna happen is you're gonna just dump more money into PPC, you're gonna buy more inventory, and you're gonna try to do any and everything that you can to move those units. But it doesn't always work. Getting emotionally attached is the worst thing you can do, especially when it comes to drop shipping, because there's so many different products that you can have and list. You know, so focusing on just one doesn't make any sense, but a lot of people tend to do that. When they start, you know, getting into the drop shipping process, they cheap out. They don't use the software, they don't check metrics, they don't check anything. What they do is they just immediately try to sell what they want to sell, and then they get discouraged when it doesn't work. So instead of them doing what actually works, they get in their heads and they're like, oh, well, this is what I love, so everyone else loves it. And that's just not the case. Not everybody loves that, okay? Just because you like pink rainbow unicorn socks and all that doesn't mean that everyone else does. And if you're gonna consistently focus on that, you're gonna be disappointed each and every time that that item doesn't sell. Or if you continue to list more items in that type of category, they're just not gonna move, and then you get more discouraged, and then you're like, oh, the process doesn't work. Oh, Amazon doesn't make any money. All these people are capping, which a lot of people are, but you know, you have to understand that there's a method to the madness. You know, when my clients come to me and they're like, why am I selling this? I'm like, because that's what actually sells. And then when they start seeing thousands of dollars come through, like garbage cans, okay? Garbage cans, for instance. You know, one of my clients got on my case and he's like, dog, why are we selling garbage cans? It's so stupid. But we're selling thousands of dollars worth of garbage cans every single month. So now he understands, oh, snap, I need to be selling garbage cans. You know, because at first he was like, well, I kind of want to sell this. Like, is that possible? No. Shut your mouth. Like, no, just stop talking. We're not going to sell what you think is going to sell, because let me show you the reason behind it. Let me show you the metrics, all right? And once we started showing those metrics, he kind of understood it, and he was like, all right, now this makes sense. So, you know, you guys need to focus on finding good products that are going to be long-standing and not necessarily concentrated in an area that might be seasonal or, you know, temporary. You want to focus on something that's going to be long-standing, obviously, in like home goods. You know, home goods, you don't necessarily care about the time of the year, about the weather or any of that, because it's something that everyone's going to use all the time. You know, that category, that's actually selling what sells. Okay, case in point, the garbage cans, that's in Home Goods. Garbage cans are always selling. Why? Because people throw their trash out all the time. That's what you need to look at. Okay, don't look at things that are just seasonal or temporary or things that you want to sell. Okay, it's gonna make your Amazon selling experience very, very difficult, and you're probably gonna fail, and then you're gonna come jump on my videos and say, you're a liar, you're capping, it doesn't work, which is a complete lie, because it does work, and I'm proving to you guys that it works all the time if you follow me on social media. Shameless plug, links below. So how do you determine what's gonna be something that sells routinely outside of like garbage cans and stuff like that? We're gonna go ahead and talk about it right here. Let's go. All right, guys, so let's talk about, how you find good items. One of the ways that, I instruct my team and, even some of my clients that, want to pay me for my expertise or whatever, I let them know that some of the things that are going to sell the most are things that people use quite often. And that's things in your home, that's things that, like the garbage cans, right? They sell all the time, but you don't want to necessarily jump on things that are really seasonal unless you're doing like pools or lawn chairs and they're not your only items. Those things are going to sell a lot, but they're only going to sell a lot during the summer. But things like ice trays, like, the little moldable ice trays, those things sell a ton. If you go and you check AMZ Scout Pro, shameless plug, there's a link below for that. Check it, check the metrics, and you'll see that these, that the ice cube trays, they come in different shapes and all that other stuff. They sell a ton of them every single month, a ton. Like, people are selling tens of thousands of dollars worth of these things every single month, and it doesn't matter what time of year it is. When you're looking for items to sell, those are the things that you want to get involved in. Those are the things that you really want to focus on, because those are the things that are going to bring you the most money. Not necessarily the most margin, but they're going to bring you the most money. Remember, when people are searching for things that they use all the time, the margins are generally going to be a little bit lower, and you're not always going to get the most money out of that. But since you're selling such a high volume of those, you're routinely going to be higher in profit than if you were selling like lawn chairs in the middle of December, right? The margins might be higher for a lawn chair, but you're selling so few of them that it doesn't necessarily matter, okay? Keep that type of stuff in mind when you're doing, any type of product research, or even if you're not using tools to do product research, which I don't recommend, you're just going at it, all willy-nilly. Just know that home goods and things that people use all the time sell really, really well, okay? So that being said, man, you guys be safe out there. Be smart. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'll make sure I help you out. All right. And catch you guys in the next one. Peace.